What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Hey, 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 hey. What do you think, Gerard? What's today's message? What it is like living with mental illness. All right, well, I can hear the baby waking up, so we're going to make this a snappy one. What it is like living with mental illness is what I feel like is a combination of both beautiful and tragic. I feel like every day in the life of someone who struggles with mental health, mental illness it's like its own drama, its own play. And that's not to say that every day needs to be unstable and all over the place, but it means that living with mental illness means that you see the world, in my humble opinion, differently than the average person. Colors are brighter, sounds are louder, things smell stronger, taste better. It's what allows for, at least in particular if you deal with bipolar disorder, in particular bipolar type 1, as I do, is you experience the peaks of the highs and the deepest low of the lows. And so naturally that creates a bit of flavor to life, but in my humble opinion, it can be a quite beautiful one, and something that over the course of the years of becoming healthy, happy, and stable, I treat my bipolar disorder, anxiety, and PTSD completely naturally. I don't partake in drugs or drink and these things. So I've learned to live with and work with my energy rather than against it. I am truly grateful for my mental illness because the very things that once created destruction and wreaked havoc and chaos in my life now are the things that I feel truly are what make me a unique and beautiful human being, as we each have those things, right? That's not to say that I'm better than anyone or someone with mental health or mental illness is better than anyone else. It's just a different flavor of ice cream. And it is how we have had so many great musicians, artists, writers, scientists, architects, you name it, is that they see the world a bit differently. In order to be crazy, you have to be also a little bit creative and a little bit genius. And so in being able to see things through a different lens, through a different perspective, to see movement and flow, to see big picture, to not be afraid of dreams or even somewhat grandiose of thoughts, to believe in things that other people might find silly or childlike, right? It puts one in a state of mind and in a frame of mentality and creative flow that allows the individual to not be held back and hindered by some of the things that other people may feel held back by. Things, you're not afraid to be weird because you've always felt weird. You're not afraid to think outside the box because you've never thought like everybody else. You're not afraid to express yourself through vibrant color or dance or music, clothing, attire, communication skills, because you may have felt like no one ever understood you anyway. So what's the point? And when you've grown up feeling different, feeling maybe even like a freak, or feeling misunderstood, underappreciated, undervalued, unseen, unheard, you kind of in time get to a place to where you're quite liberated and you're quite free. Hopefully, ideally, assuming that you're healthy, happy, and stable, correct, right? That is the most important thing, because you can be the most brilliant artist in the world, but if you're unhealthy and you're abusing substance and you're not in a good emotional space, you're disconnected from others, you're not being able to be productive and self-sufficient and provide for yourself, then all of that arts and creative output isn't going to do you much good. So the goal is, of course, to first have adequate health, happiness, and stability, and then from there learn to work with the energy, to nourish it, nurture it, and to channel it so that you can use all of that inner genius, all of that abundance of energy and creativity, and channel it for good, channel it to improve your own life and in the lives of others. And I truly feel that having mental health issues, having mental illness can be a superpower, depending specifically on what type of mental illness you have. It allows for hyper focus, or an ability to focus on lots of things at the same time. And it allows for creative expression, for deep sense of emotion, for a movement of the energy and the chi within one's body. There's just like so much untapped potential within an individual with mental illness. So what it's like living with mental illness, there is a very dark side, and it can be devastating. It can be frustrating. You can face so many challenges when you are struggling, and that's because you may be overspending, you may be acting out inappropriately, you may be engaging in risky behavior, you may be abusing substance, you may be unknowingly, wrongfully harming others or damaging your relationships. Like, yes, there's a lot of chaos, destruction, and madness that can come from being unwell and things associated with mental illness. And that's what creates fear in other people, and that's what confuses other people, because they see the intensity of the emotions, and in my opinion, they see the intensity of the potentiality of the power within that individual. And when it's not properly harnessed, it can be a little scary, it can be unnerving. But like I said, when you learn to utilize the tools that I teach in my practice, what I teach my clients, and what I personally live by in order to manage my mental illness, medication free and mind and mood altering substance free, you learn that these things can become great strengths. Once weaknesses can become great strengths, that the things that once destroyed you can make you, and can help build others up and inspire others as well, by showing an alternate point of view, perspective, way of life, and inner creative genius. I've got to go. The baby's awake and needs my attention, but I love you all so much. Please do share this with a friend, like and subscribe here on the channel, support me in my mission to make transformation fun and to change this world one mind at a time. I love you all. Thank you for your time and your energy here today. As always, I'll catch you next time. Ciao.